Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the weekly review. Today is May 22nd, 2026. It is a Friday morning, so let's get into it. We had an interesting week this week. We had our elections on Tuesday, so our BOC meetings were moved to Thursday. So we had our committee of the whole yesterday, and we had two presentations, one from Stormwater about increasing the stormwater fee from $120 a year, increasing it by 10% for the next 10 years, for another 10 by 10. So the first increase would be from $120 to $132 a year, and that would be added to your tax bill as it is now. So the stormwater fee, that money is used to fix critical stormwater infrastructure. We've had situations here in DeKalb County where, with the large storms like the flooding we saw the other day, I think it was on Wednesday, we had large flooding in downtown Atlanta because the storm that came in so fast, the stormwater system in Atlanta couldn't handle it. And so those type of incidents happen quite often with our rain and the drought situation and just climate change right now. So what we need to do is make sure that we are prepared to inspect, maintain, and replace our stormwater system to ensure that we're not having situations where our stormwater infrastructure is flooding or collapsing and then stranding our residents in our neighborhoods if they have a culvert that their road into their subdivision goes over. So it's one of those other infrastructure items that we have collectively been ignoring over the past couple decades. And it's not just a DeKalb County thing. Across the country, you're seeing a lot of stormwater issues popping up because, again, it's one of those infrastructure pieces that once they go in, we think everything's great and we kind of sit it there and forget about it, and we don't make the investment into maintaining and upkeeping as much as we should. So along with our water and sewer, stormwater is a critical infrastructure that is critical not just for our livelihoods but for the environment as well. So we are considering that stormwater fee increase. And then we also had our first presentation from our budget up about the proposed millage rate. So we're in millage rate season. Excuse me. We're in millage rate season, so we have to approve the millage rate. The final millage rate will be approved, I believe it's July 7th. But next week, we are approving a tentative millage rate, and then we'll have public hearings and discussions, and the public will be able to weigh in on it. So the tentative millage rate that is proposed and before us now is a 1.02% increase, or is equivalent to 0.117 mills. So a slight increase. We actually have not really raised our millage rate on the general fund budget in many, many years. And so this additional millage rate helps us cover our additional expenses because unfortunately, just like our residents, our expenses go up with inflation and increase the cost of everything, just like it does at your home. So our cost of doing business as a county government increases, so we have to have additional funds for that. But it's also going to fund some of the critical programs, especially those helping with the housing situation, the programs that we're moving forward to increase affordable housing, increase access to housing, increase resources for those who are already homeowners but need help maintaining it, programs to help seniors age in place, but also programs to help the unhoused with our day shelter we're implementing, and as well as increasing the beds and the shelter that we're implementing as well. So a lot, it's not a big increase, but every increase I know hurts the pockets of our normal residents. But we also have heard from our residents that these items are critical services that they want us to provide. And so for us to provide those services, it takes money. So all of those things are things that we are discussing right now on the BOC. Again, a tentative millage rate vote is expected next Tuesday. Final millage rate vote would be on July 7th. And then I believe there will be 3 public hearings before July 7th. We'll have 3 public hearings on that. We're also working to schedule a town hall meeting on the stormwater fee increase so we can get more information out to the public and so that they can really understand. You know, we had a presentation at Public Works and Infrastructure Committee, or PWI, the other week. We had another presentation yesterday at the Committee of the Whole so that all the commissioners could be aware of what's going on. And so we also want to bring that directly to the public. So please look out for that. We have a tight timeline. We're kind of running out of daylight on making sure that we can get that scheduled, but we are working actively to get that in front of you guys. So as you know, here in District 4, one of our main focuses this year is community connections. And that means communicating with our residents more and more and more effectively. So hopefully these weekly reviews are helping in that regard. You get to hear me spout about what we're working on the BOC. Also wanted to touch a little bit on elections. Congratulations to all the winners. That, you know, we had our primary this past Tuesday. We have a couple of runoffs that are critical in our local area, as well as, you know, some of the state level positions are also going to run off. So that election will be in mid-June. So it's very critical right now that we are all being very active voters and participating and voting in every single election. Make sure your voices are being heard, because people really are working to make sure that they're skewing the information that's going out there. They're skewing the way that we're represented, whether that's on the federal level or state level. So it is critical that you get informed, you read the facts and the information, and you make whatever choice you make, whatever party you vote with, just make sure you get out and vote. It is so critical for that. So again, thank you so much for checking in with the weekly review. I'm Commissioner Skyra Johnson. Looking forward to talking to you next week. Thank you.